And I would like to make, with the fire chief being over here, if he could make sure that the residents of this community were sent something every year or every 6 months to be proactive, that you could give them the opportunity to make appointments with you so that you could come to their house and maybe a sprinkler, not a sprinkler system, but a fire extinguisher, the recommendations of fire extinguisher, having cans of paint they should get rid of, something so that people could have an awareness so that they at least be aware of what they have to do if there is a fire, B, how they could have, which I remember from 9 years ago, how to escape your house, what the best way of getting out of your house, and the facts of checking carbon monoxide and all the various things. I think that would be very proactive, less expensive than the possibility of putting a sprinkler system in. But those who could afford sprinkler systems should have sprinkler systems, and I agree with this gentleman.
We are available to you for those things, and I will put I'll put a story in the paper that comes out, the newsletter, and make sure that I remind people of that. We've really focused on the Lifeline program that we have. We are available for those things, and I do appreciate you bringing that up.
Okay. I have two questions for the audience. Presuming that I received 35 emails, I think the board has received the same. I think a couple of them were addressed strictly to me, but I don't know if that's the case or not. Most of the people who came here today originally were against this ordinance, and I would like to know how many people who came here before we said anything were against this ordinance. Did I have a raised hand? Wait, let me finish, please.
On remodel or on new? I think you have to separate.
Well, just we haven't decided yet, but
Came here predisposed.
how many came with a predisposed idea that you were against the ordinance? That's all I want to know.
On remodels?
How many have changed their mind? Okay. Or what? Okay. That's what I want to know.
Could we ask the same question on the board?
No. I just want the board to know. I just want the board to know where you're coming from.
We'll find out before.
Well, actually, I can tell you
Let me.
that I'm here to answer anytime.
We're all here to answer. But right now, the opposition, in my mind, a lot of people didn't understand. There's no question about that. I mean, I think some of the emails, they just thought that they had to do something, or this affected their existing home. But most of them, I think, didn't want us to mandate this. That's the way I read some most of this. And I just wanted to understand where you're coming from, and I think the gentleman said it very succinctly. And on that point, we're going to take about a 5-minute recess, and those who want to leave can leave, because we're going to have another half hour, 45 minutes of board meeting. Thank you very much.
Can I ask just one last question? When is this going to be voted, Chief?
We don't know yet.
But not at this meeting?
I don't think this means. I don't think this means. I don't think this means.
What to do.
So no, we had a second reading, a motion for second reading and adoption, and, of the ordinance, and we had to do something.
Where are you? I'm sorry.
We had a motion and a second for, second reading and adoption of the ordinance for the automatic fire sprinklers. We had a lot of discussion. you know, are we postponing further discussion of the question?
Well, I'd like-
Set the proper,
I'd like in consideration of what went on today, for you to think about this and send Mr. Hubbard your recommendations as to whether you want, what you want to do with the ordinance and the remodeling. Whether you want 100%, 50%, size, whatever you think.
Well, I think
that's the
one
big
thing-
issue, big issue.
I think one thing that ought to be in there is whenever it is passed, I think we should defer the implementation for 60 to 90 days in order to give anybody that is negotiating with a builder the opportunity to make the move and not get caught by us should we implement it and go into effect tomorrow morning. I don't know, 90 days enough time? I think so. That may spur sales.
We need a motion here.
I assume you wanted to say if it's passed as opposed to when.
That's right.
You said when?
When it's
You
passed.
said when?
I'm willing to take the chance on voting tonight. If
I just was wondering.
But you got a matter on the floor.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
motion to
Send me
postpone
something.
discussion until the next meeting?
So moved.
I'd like to postpone discussion until the full board is here because I cannot be at the next meeting.
Full board is, okay.
Until the April meeting?
No, April is what I'm missing.
Oh, well, the next meeting, March
Oh,
16th.
well, okay.
He'll be here.
Bill, I have a calendar if you want.
I had next year's calendar.
Okay, so there's a motion to postpone.
So moved,
Postpone to-
Second.
Till the next meeting.
The next meeting.
Okay,
All in favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Do you want us to email Bruce then?
Yeah, email Bruce, but copy all the rest of the, ordinance,
Okay.
please.
And can I recommend something that
Sure.
we might want to do over the course of the next week or so? There's been, this is, I think, is pretty helpful material, the table that came out from the fire department of which communities nearby do have this ordinance, that it might be useful to publish this at least on the website so people have it available. So,
Do you have the ability to do that?
of course I do.
No? I said, that wasn't the question.
Yes, I will take care of that.
Great.
And if there's anything else that we think might be just helpful in illuminating the topic, we can publish that as well.
Okay. Pat?
I will refrain from my usual rambling and long-winded. I have
Nothing?
nothing.
Oh, wow. Russ?
My stuff will come up later.
Village attorney?
I have nothing.
Urban Forest Manager's not here. He will be at the next meeting. Plan Commission report.
There's a meeting Thursday night, series of public hearings. The properties that would be annexed on Milwaukee Avenue north of Deerfield Road, we're considering text amendments to the zoning ordinance that would create new zoning districts to accommodate those uses, and a possible, and as well as a amendment to the comprehensive plan that would show those type of uses on our comprehensive plan map as opposed to what's shown there now, which is open space.
Police report.
Our activity since the February 16th meeting consisted of responding to 2 911 hang-ups, 9 accidents, 26 alarms, 6 animal complaints. We assisted the fire department 10 times, other agencies twice. We've had 1 burglary. It was a commercial burglary in an office. We've installed 2 child safety seats, and 1 damage to property, handled 7 disabled autos, 1 dispute and 1 domestic dispute, 2 driving complaints. We've had 1 DUI arrest. We've been on 5 vehicle lockouts. We've handled 4 missing reports.